Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond, and I am meeting today. Today's Tuesday. I used to always be like Tarot Tuesday, Thoughtful Thursday. There's been a little bit of a revamp maybe in my channel. It's organically played out in this way. I like to commit to coming on here twice a week, and that you guys can count on that. And if I don't, I'll let you know. But whether it's strictly Tarot Tuesday or Thoughtful Thursday, that's going to be a little bit more organic, because that's just the way it's played out. Now, I do like to pull cards to go along with my messages, at least one of the two times, sometimes both, sometimes neither. It depends how it is. So, this is going to be way more of like a free flowing messaging system between me and you, more so than it ever was before. Okay. So again, if you're brand new, welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you stopping in. If you're a returning guest, thank you so much. If you look back on some of my old content, I definitely think that you'd see a huge difference in what you're going to see now. Not because it's better or worse, it's just because the way in which it has unfolded over time has been like super natural, and I like it, and I think it's really free flowing. So if you did find this video, just trust that there's a message here for you. If there's just little tidbits that come up, synchronistic like imagery or words or symbolisms at all, that could be validation for you. And if it's just like more of a feeling, like a download, an energetic receptivity of sort, that's massively powerful too. So with the words, this is what I do. I'm an energy channel, intuitive medium, quantum healer. I don't know what the hell to call it. Okay, but essentially what happens is I have gotten used to how energy gets downloaded into my into my energy field. Like I open up a channel, and through that, in connecting with that, I either directly channel light beings or angels, or I translate the energy into words. And so when you receive it, it is a receptivity of the energy. And so lots of times, especially when I do one-on-one, lots of times the messages that come through, it gets integrated over time. And you'll find the same thing, especially if it really lands. So if this sounds like something that you're like, yeah, I definitely feel an alignment with that, just hang in there and see what the message is today. I never know. In saying that, I came down to do this recording today because my guides were like, they gave me a bunch of downloads today. So I'm going to pull cards to help illustrate the message, but I want to give you the message from my guidance team today and the energetic presence on what I'm to let you know, I guess. Okay, so let's just jump in. I asked my guidance team to bring forward these messages with ease and grace, clarity, love, and commitment to the highest and greatest good of all involved, from and only from the highest consciousness available. And may we be surrounded by love. Okay, so I just want to take a sec, because what's like unfurling essentially through my heart space is the energy of that unconditional love, that heart frequency. And how they want you to understand this is that the heart-based frequency is essentially a form of living versus a feeling. So when you feel love, it could be in connection to a like a relationship or a response to something that you favor. But what they're talking about here is like the actual like heart-based energy is that heart-based frequency of the divine, which is your guidance system for your new timeline. And so if you haven't felt this over the past couple of weeks, there is a massive convergence of timelines. I talked about it on Thursday. And we are entering into like a completely new frequency, a new timeline. And it's been a bit messy. It's definitely been a bit jumpy. But in that, we are like unfurling this like Care Bear kind of heart activation. And what that's doing, it's like we're pulling back the curtains and we're allowing this love frequency to guide us. And so what they want me to really emphasize with you guys is that you are being activated in a whole new consistency, a new frequency. And that might be like Bambi on ice a little bit. We don't necessarily on a conscious level know how to explain this. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens in increments. If it happened all at once, it would be too much for our physical body. And so they said, like, you might not actually like consciously be able to explain the differences, but these activations of this light consciousness, this heart frequency is happening in like waves, and it's coming through in waves. And so they're saying, like, when this happens, you'll feel this activation. It might come through and you might feel a little bit dizzy. It might be almost like brain foggy. What else are they saying? They're saying like you might actually have like this stiffness in the back of your neck. I've talked about this before. Really feeling it in the third eye even, because it almost feels like it's like activating from this light consciousness down, but you're also activating it from the ground up from Mother Gaia. So you might feel aches and pains in your legs, like almost ache leg, they're saying. Also this sense of like vertigo almost. And if you've never experienced vertigo, it's very much like this dizziness feeling where you're like, oh my God, I feel a little bit lightheaded. Okay. Obviously I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you and diagnosing you. So if you have like a serious thing, go talk to your doctor. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the energy activations that you can feel physically in your body. And so they're saying, to allow it to activate is way more of that receptivity energy. Drink tons and tons of water and move your body in a way that almost allows for the fluidity to move through your body. So through like yoga, walking, swimming, Tai Chi, even sound meditations, using your throat chakra to open up the channels. Like that's the vibration, because it almost like opens up your channels in that receptivity of activation. And so this is happening as a precursor for you to be able then to like actually lead in this frequency, in this timeline, in this heart-based living. And so you can't miss it. So you're not going to think it into place. You can't really miss it. Okay? It's just happening. And the easier for you to be able to receive this is the allowance without actually trying to cognitively understand it, or like, I'm going to activate this now. It's like when you're feeling it and you can feel that kind of, mergence of this energy, you can feel this activation, or even just like really tired, when you're feeling that, just, it's almost like, refer to self and just be like, I receive my activations in this highest and greatest good. I receive this like divine codes. They're saying this like crystalline coded energy. I receive this activation because you're the one who signed up for it. Your higher overlying soul is the one that's bringing it in. And so it's like your 3D human body is just like, the more that you can just allow, the less resistance. Even if you think you're doing it by like consciously putting it into place, it actually creates a little bit more resistance. And they're just saying they really are wanting you to just like feel like you have this channel that opens up and allows for this light activation. I'm sorry, they're bringing me like deep into the throat chakra. Like opening up your throat chakra to allow this to happen, speaking your truth, speaking this into the activated codes, this light codes. I don't have any water. Okay. And then they're saying what comes from this in like the end of July and August. I feel so emotional right now. Okay, what comes of this is this light, is this heart-based living. You're living in this like activated sense of consciousness that is in the heart frequency, in the love frequency, which is us, which is our divine being. We are love. And not the love where it's like, I love you little, like, what, like, that, not taking away from that, but like the word love, in which has come with a definition here on earth, doesn't define the actual love in which we are cultivated as a oneness. It's a bit different. But just trust that heart light. It's almost like when they're really showing like the curtains being pulled, and like when you look into the old like masculine dominated, very head logic based, that has taken place for the past like at least like 2,000 years. If you look into that, you'll see that there's very much of that logical way of doing things. It's very mechanical. Okay. And that's kind of like the curtains closing on that. And we're in the in between. Okay. But when you have a little sneak peek and you like pull back the curtains, it's like this like luminescent kind of pink. That's why I grabbed this crystal. I knew it too. This luminescent kind of energetic frequency where there's a balance, a really sacred balance of masculine and feminine. It is the divine feminine that is resurfacing into it because it has to create that balance. But the love frequency essentially is this beautiful balance. But it is far more divine feminine energy of receptivity, of nurturance, of this like give, receive in this like ever flowing love. And that is the reality of what your future is. It's no more like force-based, have to do things out of like conformity and like I'm making this choice because I want money out of it. You know, like what are you going to take in university? Well, I'm going to take accounting. No offense to the accountants. That might be your like heart-based joy. I'm not taking that away. But sometimes people might look at that and be like, oh, this would allow for me, like, I'll make the most money with this. And they're crunching numbers. But deep inside, they really are like, well, like fine arts is my jam, but like what money am I going to make from that, right? And that's the belief system they've always had. A lot of money belief system is the old structure, but the whole new heart based is like the frequency that you create your reality and you're starting to do the things that you actually want to do, not because there's like this pinnacle thing at the end of the road that you're perceiving you want, so you have to take this path. Less of that. That's old. This is like what is driving you is this like crystalline connection to this love frequency, this receptivity of as above, so below, like Earth, Gaia, and like cosmos, right? That is like permeating through, like from here down in through your feet, and you can feel it like Care Bear, right? Like bursting through your chest. And you are then creating this like magnetism to be able to like pull in the things that are aligning with that. That's what's behind the curtain. That is the like the life. It's not like one path. It is life. And you're doing the things you really want to do. You're in these heart-based relationships. You're having more fun. You're creating because it's just like it's like overflowing. The more that you put into this heart base, the more it grows. Right? And more people, like the people behind this curtain that's in that reality with you, are also doing that. So you're giving and exchanging through this frequency. And the abundance is like more than you could ever imagine. Okay. And this isn't a like dream. It is a reality. This is what's happening. This is what's breaking down the old into the new. And that's why it feels a little funky. Like it feels a little like a little wonky. But they're saying like, just keep allowing for this to happen. The energy that came through with the solstice is also very much activating in this. Less is more when you're receiving this. And the way in which that you can like allow for this to actually be your occurrence is the belief system, the thoughts, the essential prayers by your thoughts in creating this to be your truth. If you're going to say, yeah, right, like I've heard this before, that's because you're aligned with the belief system of the old. And so that's what you're just going to keep creating. And you might get to a hitting point where you're like, kablamo, my whole world has changed. And everything has crumbled. I've had a health crisis. I've lost everything. Like the tower moment that we were talking about too. That is essentially something that has to occur in order for the new timeline to begin. It has to. So the more that you can release your attachment to the way things were, the way things you perceive have to be, and you just open up to the allowance of your divine activation. If you're watching this, this is for you. You are being called to activate your divine allowance into this new creation of existence. It's not 20 years down the road, it's right the heck now. And the more that you can make these decisions on each and every day to continue to guide me in this, that the way in which I want to feel in that connection to love, then the more that you will have that receptivity, that give and receive, people show up, opportunities show up that's aligned with that. That is the existence of the now. Okay. I'm going to pull a card now to go with that because it's tarot time. I don't know. I'm just being called to pull a card. Let's see what can be activated along with this message, Spirit. Anything that you want. I'm shaking. There's some strength, there's some divinity. I'm feeling an angel right now. Hold on. I feel like the depths of the Archangel, they're standing side by side. So I have Archangel Michael. I have Archangel Rafael for some massive healing front and center. There's some heart healing. And then I have the divinity of that feminine heart healing with Green Tara, she's saying. I haven't pulled her through. Green Tara. Green Tara is activating some really it's very similar to the Quan Yin energy of this heart base. That makes sense because green is the color of the heart chakra. Okay, so if this is coming through, if this is something that you're feeling and this is a connection, if you've worked with Green Tara in the past, also the really luminescent energy of Quan Yin, she's like that behind, there's, whoa, it's so powerful. I just need a second here. She's saying, come into your heart center, dear one, to be able to feel the activation that's occurring within your heart system. You will feel it almost as if a heart palpitation, but it is not surrounded by fear. It is accompanied by the sense and the warmth of the knowing of your divine essence of the love that is activating through your heart chakra right now. We have Archangel Rafael allowing for the healing to be transmuted through your body in order to have this heart activation permeate through your heart center. Allowing this almost this showing me, it's this feeling of this, it's almost like this vacuum, this pulling of, not in a way that feels aggressive, but Archangel Raphael is helping to remove any of the old pieces of fear and not enoughness and the fear of being lost from connections. And trusting that you are whole and your wholeness is your strength, he's saying. And he's helping to heal the wounding of the old to be able to be in your strength. And then Archangel Michael is standing here and is the strength, the activator of the strength. That there's nothing that can come into this. There's this strongest activation of the three. Skuna. Honai kinimo skuna bakanis no komanastu. I know. Allowing these light codes to help in this activation. I thank my guides very much for bringing through and allowing this very powerful energy to come through. I can't even, I feel like I'm going to fall off my chair. And then I opened it up to the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there's the card we're getting for Tarot Tuesday. We're getting one card. It's 10. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so if you don't know the activation of the Wheel of Fortune, it is one. It's it's turning in your favor. This is where the whole thing turns and opens up. You just had the powerful energy of two major goddesses, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael, come in to help you activate and release. And then the Wheel of Fortune, number 10, if that's significant, there's an X because it's Roman numerals. So X marks the spot. This is your turning point. You guys, this might be the strongest message that I've pulled through on this channel in a very long time. So if you did find it, please feel into this activation. It's going to take a minute. I knew it too, because I was like, the energy that's going to come through, know that you're receiving it and downloading it. Okay. I want to leave you here. I feel like we've come to the edge. We've created this huge activation and now I'm just leaving, but it's like you've received it now. So between the Care Bear heart activation, the strength of these like divine beings moving through you, allow for the receptivity, because this is your turning point. This is your activator. Okay, this is your well, obviously your Wheel of Fortune is the tuning point. No, hold on. There's more. Like a well-oiled machine or a fine instrument that needs to be tuned, your frequency is being fine-tuned in order to allow for this to be fully activated within yourself. Like the tuning forks used in a room or on your physical body, like an instrument used to tune your instrument, like oil on a machine. Allow this activation to occur, and the frequencies that are playing through your energy field right now, allow that to be able to fine tune your frequency. Take it easy on your daily activities for the rest of the day and on to tomorrow, so that you will be able to use your instrument in its full activation over this time. Okay. I feel like that, like I just got like pushed out in order to explain exactly what's happening in that activation. This is really, really strongly guided. So I appreciate all the light beings that came through today. That was like a Syrian being that works with me that just kind of pushed me out and wanted to bring through that explanation. So, from the help of my guidance team, from the archangels and the beautiful goddesses that came through, I thank you very much for this powerful reading, and I'm excited for you to be able to receive this. This is for you. This is for all of us. This is the oneness. Please allow for this activation to occur. Drink a bunch of water, and then how did you feel this? Okay, maybe after this, use some tuning forks or like the sound frequency to help tune and activate your energy field, and then come back and let me know how this resonated with you. If you have any questions about this, please put it in the comments, and I will see you guys again on Thursday. This was supposed to be a tarot read, but this is more this is an activation. This is definitely an activation. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I am excited for everybody and myself, actually, for this activation to occur. With love and light, I leave this with you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.